Hey guys, so someone requested that I make a video talking about Virtuous Shadow, which is the arcane that we're going to be using on our amp for Eidolon hunting. The reason we use this arcane over other arcanes is because it doesn't have the highest potential damage output. So, for example, you could get a higher damage output, say on Fury or Virtuous Strike. But what it does do is it gives us the most consistent damage output. So what we want to ensure when we're fighting Eidolons is that we take down the shield instantly every single time. And we don't need a whole lot of damage when there's three of us shooting the Eidolon at the same time. So it's best to run this arcane because this ensures that each time we shoot down a shield, we're going to hit a critical, which is high enough damage even without the additional damage provided by Strike or Fury, just to take it down in one shot. It's possible with this arcane to do a 6 cap, just because of that fact that you're going to be hitting critical hits with the amp a lot faster. So what it does, as you can see, it's got on a headshot 40% chance for plus 60% crit chance for 12 seconds. So this 40% chance, that's not additive, that's multiplicative. So we're using secondary fire here. We're not going to get an 80% crit chance here. Instead, I think it's going to be around 56% roughly. But yeah, that's where it's going to be. That's pretty high as well. If you've got 3 people shooting, you'd be very unlucky, all 3 of you, to not hit crits. It does happen, but generally speaking, one of you is going to hit a critical if you're all running it. So yeah, and the way that we proc this arcane is by head dashing before we shoot down the shield, so that it's ready to go. We don't have to use the amp to proc it, so we don't have to shoot at the head, for example. But yeah, I'm going to go into how to use this arcane, and yeah, we'll hop into some clips and go over it there. Okay, so first we're going to look at Harrow. So this is the start of our run here. I'm just going to go over to the terrorist, and the way we're going to proc Shadow here is by dashing above the head, just above, as you can see here. There we go, we got it on our first try. We'll see it some more in a sec. And as you can see, we're getting some reasonably high numbers there. We didn't get many VS stats because it's the start. So we're just going to dash backwards and forwards above the head until we get it. We didn't get it then, so we're going to go out and use our 4th while he's spiking. And then when his head comes back down again, we're going to dash over again. As you can see, we didn't get it then. You don't get it every time. It's just a matter of chance when you get it. As you'll see now, we're going to get it straight away. There you go, first time. Come out, use your 4th. And then go back in. And we'll just repeat this over and over now. So this is the first way that you can proc Shadow, by just dashing slightly above the head. The hitbox of the head is a bit weird. You can think of it as a box around the head. Anything you hit in that box, you'll proc Shadow. So just dash around it. You'll get it eventually. There you go, we got it then. But yeah, so that's the first way we're going to do it. And then the next way we'll look at it from Volt's perspective. But first I want to talk about the comment that I got before we go into that video. So we'll just look at that now. Alright, so before the new planes update dropped, we had some different spawning positions to what we do now. And we've done a lot of runs recently, and it seems as though the amps are actually putting out more damage now, especially on first shields. They're being taken out a lot faster. One of the questions that I got asked in the comments was, how was I proccing Shadow when I dashed, like, you know, to first shield, since there's no head to dash into or anything. So before the update, let's say we got close right spawn over here. You dash, and then you would ground dash here to proc Shadow, because the hitbox of the Eidolon's head, as it comes out of the water, is in line sort of with the water level. So we would ground dash there, but since ground dashing's been fixed now, yeah, it won't work anymore. So what we want to do now, you can dash centrally, one dash, and then dash out. This gives you a higher chance to hit the hitbox of the Eidolon's head as you come down, if you do it quickly enough. You have a slightly higher chance of getting your shadow procced, but I wouldn't recommend doing that at all. What I would just do now is probably just dash straight there, and as soon as you hit this point, you turn around and shoot now. The comment about when I procced it before, that was in the old planes, and you'll notice that as soon as I hit about here, I managed to proc shadow. That was just because, yeah, the hitboxes then were a bit easier with ground dashing. This was effectively a ground dash when I hit here, so it managed to proc shadow. But now, like, I wouldn't even bother trying to proc it on first shield. Most people will do it on their first shot. So if you've got 3 of you shooting, if you even try and proc shadow, then chances are the shield's going to go down before you can even shoot. So you just want to come down to water level and then shoot slightly up in the air when you're using it. Right, so now we're going to be looking at the Vault POV, where we're going to dash out once into the center and to the right. And as you can see, we proc shadow there. We're going to shoot up and get our big crits there to help take down the first shield. And we're going to put our shields down first. And this time we're going to lock dash into the head, try and just get ourselves jammed underneath him and then spam dash upwards. Do your best not to slip over the hitbox. As you can see, we've got shadow proc there. Shoot up, and now we're just going to rinse and repeat this. It's important to note that in between limbs, from when the chroma shoots a limb to when the shield comes back up, it is 17 seconds. And shadow only lasts for 12 seconds, so you don't want to proc it too early, or you'll have it run out by the time you shoot. So just make sure that you proc it at the right time. So place your shields first and then dash up. But yeah, I think that's basically everything covered for VS-wise. You can do whatever method of it you want. You can do the lock dash, or you can just dash just above the head. It makes no difference. You can do it on Gansos and Hydrus as well, the dash above the head. I personally prefer doing that now rather than this. You end up using less energy, I believe, so yeah. But yeah, that's it. If you have any other questions about it, let me know. I'll try and get back to you as quickly as possible. I hope you found this useful. And yeah, I will see you in the next video.